Beep boop, we're live. We are so back. Hello, thank you for clicking on me. My name is Vorlex. I just got home from my day job teaching math at the high school level, and I am ready to heckin' stream. Let me just get resituated in my seat. Ooh, nice and cozy. I'm in my PJs. I've got my blanket. I've got my water. I, of course, encourage you, dear viewer, to also have some water or water-based beverage in front of you, I guess, whatever you want to call that. Today, as I discussed yesterday, I would like to not only continue streaming Soulframe, but do something on Soulframe that I have not yet showed off on stream. And that is the hard mode. Yesterday, I described how to craft a potion called the Cogah potion. Right here. The Cogah. You can see I have 8 of them, and I currently do not have enough Wevetwood sap to make another. Yesterday, I killed a couple of the world bosses that drop this mushroom, Agaric.
Bye-bye.
The point of hard mode is to kill more of those bosses in the hard mode. For this, I'm going to adjust my build. Maybe not adjust. I'm going to use a different build. I finished leveling up the Blitzel. You can see this thing is now rank 30. In the little orb directly above my chat bubble here, or my voice bubble here, this thing is maxed out. So we are not leveling today. We are actually doing some endgame stuff. Mads, welcome back. Micro, welcome back as well. Good to see you both. Mads, how are you? Micro, how are you? How are y'all doing? We are actually going to do some serious stuff today. We are going to do #RealEndGame things. For this, I'm going to use my favorite pact, Wild Oshelda. This is particularly useful in my experience in Cogah due to Elder Bloom. The second arcanic ability here, this is an excellent heal, because healing in hard mode is a bit more limited. Mads, great job getting a lot done today. That is not easy to do. Well done. Micro, I'm glad to hear you're working on a pretty big project. That sounds exciting. I'd love to hear more if you are willing to share. I like that I like that you clarified no, it's not a mod, because I know you've been working on your Warframe mod for Minecraft. Now this build here, we are going to adjust a bit. Where is my... No, do I have a Courage and Spirit dagger? No, I don't. Okay, then we're gonna... Oh, that's very exciting. Making your own game, that is incredible. So for this, I'm going to use my favorite pact, my favorite combo of weapons, a magic primary, specifically my favorite magic primary here, the Scylla-Staff, and a dagger of some kind, a sidearm for parrying. Oh, I mean, beats me, Micro. I have darn near nothing to go on for guessing what. I guess I can say guess what, chicken butt. That's what I've got. Oh, I'm conversing with a Souls veteran. The honor is mine, sir. Is this game you're working on Souls-like? Before I go into the hard mode, I am going to buff up the Scylla Staff here.
Yes, I know. How can I do better?
Scylla Staff, and let's put Thrice Blessed by Iridis. Where are you? This thing.
Alas, a wretched waste.
I have actually been using higher tier joineries to buff up my weapons now that doing so does not reset the level of the weapon to 0. We should have enough health because we are hybrid spirit and courage. Is there any better armor? No, I don't think so. Not for this. Not for my purposes here. No, just barely. Have I played any Souls games? I have. I would not call myself a Souls veteran. I saw you say I am speaking to a Souls veteran. I would not say I am a Souls veteran, but I do have experience with Souls games. I played Dark Souls 3 a lot. I played Elden Ring even more. And I enjoyed both of them immensely. I have not had the pleasure of playing other From Software games. Okay, now that I think I'm ready, let's go to the northwest. So, hard mode, or what the game calls Cogah. Cogah mode imposes a few debuffs on the player and a few buffs to the world at large. First, your cooldowns, the cooldowns on your abilities, like my 1, 2, and 3 down in the bottom right, cooldowns are increased, so you get to use those less often. Enemies drop fewer health potions. So you can see in the bottom left, I have 5 health potions right now. Enemies drop less of those, which means I need to be more careful with the health potions I do use. That is also one of the reasons that I particularly like running Oshelda in hard mode, because I get on-demand healing over time via this ability I just used. These poor low-level sprout folk had no idea what they were getting into. The bosses, at least right now, bosses in hard mode do not necessarily get new abilities, but they do get harder. More health, more damage, that kind of thing. With every boss that you kill, the world levels up more. The levels increase more and more. That also means with every boss that you kill, future bosses get harder. In Cogah, I like to, therefore, start with my hardest boss, the one that I tend to have the hardest time with, and that is Etheldred up here. Ooh, let's not actually fight her because I have forgotten to drink the potion. and we are going to see how many of the bosses I can kill. I love what drinking the Cogah does to the world. Everything gets this red tint. We can't see it in the sky right now, unfortunately. But there's a glowy red version of the moon. At least I think it's the moon. You can also see all of the debuffs that are in the bottom left corner now. The debuffs that are affecting me. And let's get going. Ma'am? Etheldred? Where you at, girlie? I know my stream title is making a fool of myself in hard mode, but this is not what I meant by making a fool of myself. Excuse me. Anyone home? Oh well. Let's move on then. Broadly speaking, I like to start at Etheldred. You'll notice that the map is a little different. Several things are missing, and these symbols are on the map now, and you get Sparrowtails are not available during the Cogah, so you can't do any other quests or faction missions. It's just these bosses and a couple of other bosses that are in particular entrances to the dungeons. I do not have those memorized. I don't know where those are, and I suppose I could have a map up on another monitor. Maybe in the future, maybe later. But my preferred route through the Cogah is to start at Etheldred, go northeast to Gawth, I think, right here, take out the Knell Knight, then head south to Kabocha, Thrice-Bound Impidh right here, go way northeast to... oh, what's the archer's name? Whatever, this archer, whatever his name is. Then hop into the Crypt of the Circade, just to the northwest, because whenever you come out of the Crypt of the Circade, you are down here, which puts you very close to Discharged Nimrod, right here, this battle, or this boss. Head west to the Wraith of the Wastes. Wraith of Wastes? Wraith, I think. This one's Wraith. Wraith of Wastes, and then southwest again to the Mendicant King. Let's see how far I can get through that. I mean, given that Etheldred wasn't even here to fight, let's see how far we can get through that. You also get these creepy ambient noises in the Cogah.
A turn of dice for next bout. Come, Legion, lay your commons.
What's up, Gawth? Did I just miss your head? I wonder if the mic is picking up my horrific clicking. probably is. I have heard in the past, going back over my audios, I have heard my clicking and my keyboard. You are blocking quite a lot. I'd like you to stop. I meant to dodge away from that fire. Ooh, and that's Gawth. Now, you might be wondering, is there a point to Cogah? Does the game just become harder with no other benefit? Not necessarily. The benefit to Cogah, or the reasons that you would run Cogah, other than game get harder, if that's your thing, are the drops that come from the bosses. At least right now, the entire point of Cogah is boss drops. An argument can be made for the enemies are higher level, therefore they give you more experience when you kill them. So you can level up weapons faster. And to be clear, I do not know whether that is true. It very well might be. Even if it is true, I've never run Cogah for the experience. It's always been for the boss drops. In particular, the really nice drops from Cogah are extra runes. Over the course of my streaming of Soulframe, you've seen me get several runes like Forburn, or Hurlwind, or Alka's Breath. Cogah-only runes drop from some bosses in Cogah. They are not even necessarily better than their normal mode versions. And there is one I don't have. I think it is Pictrix. It is the Pictrix rune for fly blades. Here we have the Knell Knight. Oh, teleported away from me again. And with longer cooldowns, it hurts more to miss. Is there water I can stand in, at least? Does this count? Oshelda has much faster ability cooldowns when you're standing in water. Which is another reason that I like to run Oshelda in Cogah. Oh, pardon me, sir. I'm not interested in what you're selling. Birds didn't even stick. Oh, we got him with a bestone, though. Oh. Nice. And that's Knell Knight. I didn't mean to use that health potion. Oh well. I have healing in an ability. So we're not getting anything really awesome from these bosses so far. Now, we've only killed 2. Knell Knight dropped a fragment of a special amulet that gives you more bonuses in Cogah. I have built these amulets, but I've never worn them. Let's check on Etheldred again, see if she's there. I don't want to advertise that I'm making a fool of myself in Cogah, trying to kill as many of the bosses as I can. and then just skip one because she didn't spawn. That's like saying, if the professor's not here in 15 minutes, we all get to legally go home. Whatever. For better or worse, because the point of Cogah is a boss rush, a lot of the time you are just running in between bosses. This is also why I like to use the Crypt of the Circade to go from the far northeast to the southeast. Because then at least I'm in a dungeon doing stuff, and that's less just overworld running. Is she here? She is! Oh? That's not cozy. Ma'am, control yourself. Oh, nice. I was worried that the stone wouldn't do anything. Oop. Nope, pardon me. Fortunately, there is a bunch of water down here to help with ability cooldowns. You see how ridiculously fast my 3 ability, my birds, is recharging there in the bottom right. We can already use it again. What are you up to up there, ma'am? I suppose I should stop moving so I get a little more attack speed on my staff. Ma'am. Etheldred, are you aware that I kinda hyped you up as a particularly difficult boss? One that I have trouble with? And you're just not fighting me. Oh! That timing was excellent. Shoot. Birds. Oh, I've been slowed by webs. Birds are doing a good job crowd controlling the other minions. You can see most of my damage is coming from landing my first ability and then hitting with a rune attack. Like this. Charge up a rune hit. Ma'am? Nope. I thought I heard the smite sound effect. Ooh. Etheldred's a crazy one for me. She always makes me, like, fighting Etheldred always makes me feel so nervous. And again, no Cogah rune, but we did get a piece of a different Cogah amulet. With Etheldred down, we now go to Kabocha. Which means we run. Perfect time to get some water. Oh, that's a rock. We get to admire this beautiful forest with the creepy, eerie red glow. You see there on the right-hand side, what's popping up right now is a summary of the resources that I've gotten over the past in-game day. Oh, hello, dear. And 2 of those resources were pieces for the Cogah Grod and the Cogah Crutere. Those are the 2 amulets that I've been talking about. There is another one called the Cogah Lorcan. Not to be confused with Lorcan, the god from Elder Scrolls. What's up, Kabocha? As we saw in my fight with normal mode Kabocha yesterday, this fellow is particularly annoying when you're fighting him with ranged weaponry. Nope. And of course, these little rotted sprout folk do not make this fight any easier. They are an excellent source of smites, though. Smites for that good healing. You saw me dip very low in health right there. I didn't realize the sprout folk had been hitting me that much. Oh. That was scary. Come on now. No, thank you. No, thank you, I said. Oh. What you see there, occasionally enemies will get frozen in place after hitting me. That is a passive ability of the pact that I'm using, Oshelda. Huh. Kabocha. Brutal fight. And another piece of the Cogah Crutere. I think there is a Neathan's entrance right here. I don't know. Again, I do apologize. I do not know where the dungeon bosses are. But they also have upgraded versions in the Cogah, in addition to the overworld bosses. Maybe if there is time remaining in stream, after I take out, if I manage to take out all of the overworld Cogah bosses, I can try some of the dungeon ones. This is also encountering this squad of Ode is also a good example of how Cogah levels up the entire world with you. The more bosses you kill, the harder subsequent bosses become, and the higher level the world's enemies become. Those were the highest level dudes. These, actually, that's a level 50 guy. These are the highest level dudes that I've shown on stream. Can we get healing from that? No, the dude was dead. Looks like I got healing from something anyway. Oh well. And a health potion to restock the one that I accidentally used. Very cool. And we get to go into our fight with Thrice-Bound Impidh with full rune charges. You can see those in the bottom right as the flashing beige ring around one of my abilities. Impidh, what's up, dude? How you doing? Oh. I love freezing dudes in midair with the stone. That is just my favorite. No, thank you. Like I did yesterday in normal mode, taking out the minions before going in on Impidh himself. The stone, and then aim for a headshot rune, using a rune charge. And whatever he's doing right there might as well be nothing as far as I'm concerned. Oh. Oh, look. Metal. I imagine if Thrice-Bound Impidh was capable of feeling disrespect, he would have felt some kind of way at me just in the middle of fighting him, picking up some scrap metal. Here you see me standing in the water. I didn't have to move away, I wasn't dodging anything. But as I described previously, Oshelda gets a huge cooldown reduction buff. My abilities recharge way faster standing in the water. So I came over here to stand in the water. And now we start quite a hike. I think the longest hike of the Cogah, all the way up here to Gruul Seeker Ruthos? I'm not confident in that. Oh, hey, Orengal is here to say hi. What's up, dog mom? Hello, hello.
Till the next hunt. Take
Let's
care,
increase my virtues.
envoy, lest you be the prey.
We shall see, Orengal. Level 51 dudes. Once again leveling up because I defeated another boss. Ooh. So this build has a ton of healing on it, and that's the way that I prefer to play in Cogah. Due to the reduced drop rate of health potions in Cogah, not only does Oshelda, my pact, have its second Arcanic, dropping the healing plant, but I'm also using one of the passives that you can unlock on any pact called Sympathy. Sympathy is, in my opinion, and this is probably actually just a correct thing to say, probably, but I haven't done the math. I haven't done the testing. Sympathy is probably the strongest healing in the game. And it triggers very fast healing over time after getting a pulse smite, after smiting someone. That is why I think in, for example, the Kabocha fight, when Kabocha summons all of those extra rotted sprout folk, those are annoying, absolutely. But ultimately, I think they're a good thing, because then you can get smites on them for healing and rune charges, which then translates into more damage. Same with Etheldred the Weaver summoning more spiders, or spider-like creatures. long hike indeed. These guys are particularly annoying with their shield, so I like to just heavy attack through that. Now, normally, on previous streams and under normal circumstances, I would go out of my way to fight those guys, but I kind of would just like to get up to this next boss and keep the run going. Can we see the spooky moon yet? No. That's alright. Seeing this rock formation means I'm getting pretty close to the next boss. Let's just sneak up to this little bulb here. Pluck. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. This rock formation means that the next boss is immediately on the other side. This is not going to translate to an actual increase in my damage, but we are going to get the drop on him. Oh, his name is Ruthos. Cool. Oh, thank you, sir. I keep saying sir and ma'am as if I know. The strategy, as usual. Freezing them with the stone and then aiming for a rune-empowered headshot. Get back here, come on. Jot him. Let's see if you give us anything interesting. Nope. We are getting several amulet pieces today. That would be cool, but I have them all. Now, there's not a marker for this, but right up here is an entrance to the Crypt of the Circade. I like to take this entrance to the Crypt of the Circade because it's very close to Gruul Seeker Ruthos, and because coming out of the Crypt of the Circade, after going through this dungeon... Why are you floating away? I want those resources. Thank you. Coming out of the Crypt of the Circade will always put you very close to the next boss we need. And yes, we could absolutely just walk down there. We could just walk to the next boss, but having hiked all the way up to Gruul Seeker Ruthos, I would rather do something with that time. Random banneret encounter here, heading into the Crypt of the Circade. Fine, I guess. We see the enemies having leveled up just a little bit more. We've got level 52 to 54 dudes here now. That dodge made me look better at this game than I probably am. That felt cool. Ooh! I didn't catch him charging at me. Thank you for my 34th fragment of Grin. Oh! That was a Fabalt joinery, which means it can go on magic weapons. And Thrice Blessed of Iridis is the joinery that you saw me put on this staff at the start of stream. So that just got repaid to us. Very cool. Welcome to the Crypt of the Circade. Our entire goal here is to get through it. I have no particular goals in this dungeon, I'm just going through. Looks like we have... the only way forward is through this door. Ah! Ooh. Level 56. As you can see, the dungeons are also affected by the Cogah. That was a level 56 enemy. Some of the dungeons... I think I've described this already. Ah! Some of the dungeons also have named enemies or named bosses at the end of them that are particularly upgraded by the Cogah and therefore drop cooler, stronger stuff. Maybe not stronger. Therefore drop unique stuff. Hi Coco, good to see you. Welcome back. How have you been? I am currently running hard mode in Soulframe. Hard mode which the game calls Cogah. It is primarily a boss rush kind of thing, where the whole point is kill harder versions of bosses. I'm glad you've been good. That is good to hear. And we encountered the boss room. Excellent. Oh, get absolutely chunked, Circade. Oh, what a beautiful hit. That was awesome. Now we get out of here. Are either of these openable? No. Coming out of the Crypt of the Circade will put us very close to Fort Kernhold, which we could also do in Cogah, actually, even though it is unmarked. I suppose before going into... So this, at this point, I would like to remind everybody that the title of this stream is Making a Fool of Myself in Hard Mode. As it turns out, we exited the Crypt of the Circade right here. This was supposed to put us out way down here. I could do Mirafwir, the Siege of Mirafwir in Cogah. I've never done that in Cogah, I must admit. Fort Kernhold has different drops in Cogah, I think. But let's start this hike then. All the way south to Discharged Nimrod. I've also never done an organ in Cogah. I don't know if those drops are different though. We're sneaking up on this plant. Yoink. Thank you for your contribution. Another reason that this is making me even more of a fool of myself is that earlier I said the longest hike in my route going through Cogah bosses was from Thrice-Bound Impidh all the way northeast to Gruul Seeker Ruthos. From this guy to this guy. And I am now having to eat my words as we take a longer hike because the Crypt of the Circade did not spit us out where I thought it was going to spit us out. Hello, bunny. Little bun bun. Perfect melody. Best cutscene, in my opinion. Best critter cutscene. Just hops into your arms all adorable. I'm so excited for mounts. The game currently does not have mounts, but they have been confirmed. And boy howdy, I'm very excited to get around this world even a little bit faster. Granted, it's not a mount, but there is another pact in the game, one that you've seen me... Well, maybe you haven't seen me if this is your first time. If this is your first time watching me play Soulframe. Whoa! Please. Wait y'all's turn. Sheesh. Rude. Anyway, there is another pact that I have played on stream, Errant Gawth. You haven't, even if you have watched my Soulframe content already, you have not seen me use Errant Gawth's first ability. Errant Gawth's first ability turns you, it doesn't turn you, it projects a spirit wolf that you control. Errant Gawth's second ability projects minions, spirit wolf minions. You have seen me use that several times. But I've not used the first ability on stream. That ability does give you a small speed boost. But, obviously, I'm not playing as Errant Gawth right now. I don't have Errant Gawth's pact equipped. I'm playing with Oshelda. So, I don't get that boost. But with mounts, presumably, I will. And boy howdy, I'm excited for mounts. Hello, little squirrel. Precious. I apologize to the folks who particularly enjoy the critter cutscenes. I do usually watch those, especially on stream, but I have limited time today and I am in Cogah. So my mind is set on other objectives. Continuing south to the next boss. I believe this is Discharged Nimrod. I have heard tell that you can damage Nimrod, Discharged Nimrod, this world boss, with with the lightning strikes from when you commandeer the nearby organ, which sounds insane and awesome, if true. I've never tried it, I don't know. I wonder how useful that is in Cogah. If you can just do the organ and delete the Cogah boss. Man, I love magic. I love Oshelda and I love magic. Have I mentioned how this is my favorite build? This is definitely my favorite build. Oshelda packed primary, magic primary, sidearm secondary, melee sidearm secondary for parrying. Not that you've seen me try that, because magic is awesome. Shout out to that balloon popping in on the left-hand side of the screen. Oh, free deer. And we get to watch a collector descend. How exciting. That looks like it's landing very close to the organ. Or maybe that's just perspective shift and it's a little behind it. It's a little behind the organ. Yeah, actually, I predict the collector landed down here. Oh! Accidentally hit E. That's my rune keybind. That was a rune shot that I just wasted. Oh, the big man himself. You already see him standing tall. Discharged Nimrod. This guy's kind of scary with his damage, and I do not like that this extra arena has spawned nearby with all of its dudes. Can I take out this archer, please? Thank you. Ooh. I hope, dear viewer, you are enjoying my furious clicking. Beep. Can I fight him from the river so that I get some cooldown reduction? It doesn't even look like my abilities are coming up any faster. No, they are. I may have dodged a bit early on that one. Nope. Nope. Oh, I'm out of runes. Ah! I should have realized I was out of rune charges. I just wasted that Rugby stone. Sir, your healing is unappreciated. I get to do that, not you. Let's not try to use a rune charge that time, just a heavy attack. Not that it did much. Sir! Stop healing. Nope, 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 nope. Woo! Pick tricks. That's the last rune I needed. Ding dong. Very exciting. I now have all of the runes. That feels good. I'm pretty sure Discharged Nimrod is always pretty tanky, but that was a great example of how the bosses get broadly harder the longer you're in Cogah. The more of them you kill, the more they level up, the tankier they get, the more damage they deal. Now we are going west to the Wraith of Wastes. This guy is a little bit scary for my build because he is going to be able to parry my magical shots. Oh, we're at 58 minutes. I think I'm gonna have time for the Wraith.
The little fever burned out.
Maybe if I wasn't wasting time at the well, it wasn't a waste. I don't feel like it was a waste. But maybe if I had gotten started with the Cogah run sooner at the start of stream, I'd be able to make it all the way over to the Mendicant King within my typical stream time. But I'm going to take out the Wraith of Wastes and then call stream there. One more boss. I would love to rack up a couple more rune charges before getting to them. More rune charges, more damage, the faster he goes down. The more comfy we feel. Like this one. This is not a cozy position to be in. Pardon me, y'all. There are way more of you than I thought. Oh, this poor dog. Scrap metal. Always. Absolutely. Using a health potion before I go into the wizard boss here, so that I'm at full health and I still have my Elder Bloom ability. Does this count as standing in water? It seems to sometimes. Hello, sir. I have sometimes, rarely I admit, managed to... Excuse me, sir. You look smiteable. I have sometimes, rarely, managed to parry this guy's magic back to him. But of course, he can parry the parries, and it winds up being this funny wizard duel kind of thing. Oh, he just yoinked my birds. Oh, come on. That smite was much appreciated. There you go. Eat those birds. That was awesome. Stunning him there was cool. What you just heard there was him parrying me. Oh, look at me dealing 1 damage to him with these hits. And heavy attacks do something. Excuse me, sir. Yeah. Whatever. Can we get more birds? We got him with the birds. We got him. Ooh, and we got another Cogah unique rune, the Hollowing. A rune for magic weapons. And that is an hour and 3 minutes that takes me over my usual stream time. So I'm going to call it there. Thank you very much for joining me on my foray into Soulframe hard mode. Let's go back here. Thank you for joining me today. That was definitely exciting for me. I hope that y'all got something out of it as well. Thank you for joining me today. I think is that the 3rd time I've said that? I mean it, so I'm saying it. Mads, thank you again. That is very kind of you to say. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for joining. 4th time. Thank you for being here. And thank you for speaking up in chat. Micro, Coco, good to see you both as well. I had quite a good time streaming today. And I appreciate any time that y'all can manage to show me your usernames in chat. It's really good to see you. If you're watching this as a VOD, thank you for clicking on me. Thank you for your viewership. I appreciate your time very much. You are under no obligation to give it to me, and yet you chose to click on me. My next scheduled stream is Wednesday the 27th. That is next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I will see y'all then. Enjoy your weekend.